So the beautiful thing is, Paul says all of that, don't be anxious, pray, beautiful, think about these things. And then he says, look, I'm going to give you a personal example. Personal example. Whatever you've seen, whatever you heard in me, you do these things. Like here am I am that example. I'm in jail, I'm persecuted, I've been flogged, I've lost everything. I know how to live in abundance. I know how to live when I'm poor. I have learned to be content in every situation. I know how to do these things. I can do all things in Him who strengthens me. What does that mean? Like even if I am in the lowest of the lowest, that's fine. I can do it because I have all I need. Jesus Christ Himself. And I'm eager. I'm expecting. I am hoping to know the power of His resurrection. Because I know right now this is a earthly body, this is a fleshly body, this will turn into dust. But when He comes back, He will glorify this lowly body of mine. Again, contrast, thinking about the Romans, they didn't even think about resurrection, bodily resurrection. For them, it's all dust, it's all yuck. But Paul is saying, look, this body of mine, this is going to go somewhere else, but I'm going to be given another body, a glorious body, like the body of my King. Whoa, what a proposal that is. So Paul is saying, look, I've learned all of that. So learn from me and learn from the people that you see doing the same thing. That's a high standard placed on the people there. You know, just learn from them. Learn from me, learn from them. There's room for people who are rich. You know, I remember at the end of 1 Timothy chapter 6, Paul says, tell the rich people to be rich in good deeds. So I'm not denying that people will have possessions. And I don't know how that works. I've never had more than a few $1,000s on my bank account. So I don't know how to behave in that situation. Maybe I'm out of place here. But what I'm saying is we have to be prepared for the worst. You hope for the best, prepare for the worst. That is the Christian life, okay? And then he says, if you do that, and if you learn from me, and if you learn how to be content, the God that I serve, that you serve, because you have entered into this partnership with me, He will supply all your needs. Now, see that Paul doesn't say He'll supply all your wants. He will supply all your needs. Now, if you have more, that's a bonus, but He will supply all your needs, because like we see in the book of Ecclesiastes, I think I've been old and I've been young and I've never seen, I think it's the book of Ecclesiastes or Proverbs or maybe Psalms, I could be wrong. I've never seen a just man begging for bread. So it's a principle, it's not a promise, but the reality is if you do these things, you will have peace, you will be all right. And you know, life is like a roller coaster, man. It's ups and downs, it's full of emotions and it's boring at times. But if you learn how to navigate life that way, with the hope of the kingdom of God that's coming, with Jesus on His return, and you just be faithful, life will be completely different. Paul says this towards the end. He says, look, I admire you guys. I appreciate you guys. And it's the same thing I would tell my community. I'm being a bit selfish here in this video. I would say, look, I have received full payment. I am well supplied, even more than I need. That's beautiful. I have a beautiful church behind what we do. We have our organization, FGAC, with a free Bible school that we can serve 50 people every week, teaching them the Bible. We are planting more churches here in the Gold Coast and hopefully around the world one day, who knows. I am preaching the gospel, literally teaching people the Bible right here with you. So I'm well served. I have more than what I need. And Paul says the same thing. My God will supply all your needs. And then he goes, you know, all the saints here greet you. The saints in the household of Caesar greet you, which means he was having a conversation with some pretty important people there. And that's how he concludes the letter to the Philippians. So if I am to bring anything, you know, let's bring it down to the conclusion and being practical. The letter to the Philippians is a great encouragement for a successful church who's gonna face some persecution, is facing some persecution, very similar to what we could be experiencing in the Western world soon. We're not really persecuted in the Western world, but very similar to what could be coming soon our way. Congratulating the church, saying, look, you've done well, just make sure you remain united and you remain humble. Humble and united. I think that's the core. Pursuing Jesus, pursuing the power of the resurrection. Forget everything else. Just remember that song. We're full of songs in this series, eh? I remember that song from Israel Houghton, you know, nothing else matters, Nothing in the world, nothing in this world will do. That's it. Jesus is the center. That is the message of the letter to the Philippians. And like I said before, I really appreciate if you've watched this far. Maybe you watched all the videos, maybe you watched some of the videos, maybe you watched part of the videos. I appreciate you. The fact that you took the time to just learn a little bit more is great. And I hope you come back. I hope you finish the whole thing. I hope you do share it with other people. If you want to know more about what we do, you can go on my website. The link is in the description right there. You can help us. We do a lot of, we try to do a few things well, and there's a lot of choices there that you can help support what we do. So just click the link below. You can have an idea of what we do, and hopefully you'll be blessed. Now there is the series on John. If you haven't watched it, you can click right there. And if you have, I hope you enjoyed the series of Philippians and the other ones that we're going to put on our channels. God bless you. You have a great time, and I'll see you around when we come back with the next one.